Let's get started. Do not cut. Hello Internet! I'm Mario, and I'm replacing the hardware hound again today, and today we're reviewing the EWin Hero Series gaming racing chair. First, assembly. I would like to point out that with the plastic bases and the armrest, that everything is already intact. None of that had to be assembled, and because of the front end and armrests, wasn't going to break and travel, and this buffering the edges. So this is a well-packaged box. Maybe if I push down from above. Okay. It's the difficult part. I think I got it. Ready to test. So the assembly went well, really fast. All the bolts were already inside of all the places that they needed to be for all the important ones, except for this part of the facade where this part needed to be attached after you assembled the back end to the seat. Positives. Okay, I don't know if this is going to make sense unless I demonstrate it. So with this chair, more than any other chair I've ever had, the height is actually high enough that I can swing my legs. I don't know how far I have to go back to see that, but yeah. That's not normally a height thing that you get when you're 6 foot tall or taller, for you to be able to swing your legs like that. That's hilarious. In a good way, because I have a problem where I'm up against a desk, and I made some so that I could actually slide my chairs under them, but I made it for a chair that wasn't really good design. But because I can raise this thing up really high, I can keep moving this thing so that these arms are going to be at the height that I need them to be flush with the table, and so I can actually, keyboard and mouse, and it's not going to be super awkward. The pillows. So the way that the pillow comes with it in the box is these straps are coming through these slits, and the pillow is connected to these straps. Turns out that's not a very good way to actually leave it. I found that it's way easier to put the strap on top of this, and I'll show you that in a second. I appreciate that the lumbar pillow is actually fairly thin for a lumbar pillow. It doesn't like jut you off. So the only issue is that my legs, now that I've sort of grown accustomed to having the base of this chair come right up against my calf into my knee groove, I guess is what what's the technical definition for that? Anyway, so this chair, I'm pushed off of it already a little bit, so with the lumbar pillow, it pushes me off just a little bit more, that my center of gravity is a little off. Things that you need to know about gaming chairs in general is that they hate any forward weight, and you might notice if you were on a normal office chair, the middle bar that supports the whole thing is dead center. The way that gaming chairs are is that it's put quite a bit farther back, and that's so that you can take this thing all the way. Where is that handle? There. And recline it, and this whole chair isn't going to flip over. So what'll happen is if you're up here and you're gaming and that front wheel isn't sticking straight out, you'll totally botch it, because this thing, all gaming chairs, this isn't this chair specifically, it does not like the forward huncher. Okay, so this is the normal configuration for what the box came with. And because of that, this pillow has to be attached to these straps on the lumbar pillow in order to stay there. Now, initial thoughts, lumbar pillow. I like the lumbar pillow. You'll notice that Hardware Hound does not. It pushes him off, and he's not super okay with that. This is actually a nice slim one. I really like that it goes along with this contour and kind of just fits in here appropriately. But the head pillow, if you wanted to not have this lumbar pillow on and have the head pillow in this configuration, this lumbar pillow, you don't want it in the way. The only way to do that is attach it to the back and let the straps come up. It won't really matter with the clips that are on here, because they'll be up behind the pillow, so it wouldn't be a big deal. And strap it over the top. For a few reasons. By default, when the strap is here, if I want to lean back, I kind of have to pull it up in order to get it behind this crook of the neck where I generally want this pillow. Some people might want it higher, in which case it's still an issue because you still have to pull it up. My problem would be that if you ever wanted to keep it in this configuration, you couldn't if you took the pillow off and put it up here. Because once you put it up here, you've overstretched this band. This band does not want to be that big if you were also going to put it back here. It's done. Once you're up here, that thing is overstretched. It's just going to slide down. Because it's overstretched. You can't put it back on here once you've placed it up here. Thing is, though, because of all of the adjustments that you have to do with it being right here, you might as well just leave it up here. Commit. It might as well stay up here. Turns out, if you look at their, I want to say it's their HRC model. This is the HRD. Their HRC model, as a picture, actually already has this wrapped around the top of this. So I think they figured that out too, that that's really where the pillow should be. So I should stop really complaining about it and just live with it. Next thing. Another nice thing about this chair. If you see a lot of gaming chairs, there's a difference between how far they recline. Some of them have like a normal of recline where it only goes back, that 45 degrees back. Others go complete 180 flat street luge style. This one goes to 155 degrees. No, it's fine. I just pulled this lock out. This is normal. There. See? So, at 155 degrees, the nice thing is that I can actually pull myself back up, which is not something that happens. You have to extra extend. With this, I still am within hand's reach of the end of these armrests. So I can still pull myself up and it not feel super uncomfortable to do so. One problem is that this weird bar underneath this pillow is, in a normal way, when you're sitting back against this headrest, you're not going to notice it. Even when you lean back a good deal of the way, that you would still be normally comfortably playing, looking at the monitor, it's fine. Issue is if you're in a resting state and you go back farther, your head runs into this plastic thing. So I wouldn't even recommend fully reclining this thing unless you have the pillow attached, which honestly, I love the pillows, so just keep it on there. Next topic. One thing you'll notice with a lot of racing gaming chairs is that there'll be two windows, or there'll be like a hole somewhere on here so that you can reach those lumbar pillow straps through. And this one has these two larger holes and then this slit in the middle. So my problem is that I don't know why the slit in the middle is here. There's only reason that's an issue is that you could attach the pillow in a not over extending the strap kind of way if this was solid and there was something in the middle. I'm not sure why there's a slit. There might be a technical reason, but it's kind of pointless. And that if there were just holes just right here and here, then you could comfortably not have that problem where you hit the plastic when you lean it back either. I don't know exactly what's happening here. If somebody could give an example of why this slit would make sense, if there's like some sort of attachment that would connect through both sides that like goes around your neck, I don't know. If you know, let me know. One thing I really like about this particular gaming chair is its physical design, which isn't something that I typically think about. So these side rails of foam and these edge wings, a lot of these chairs have these edge wings. This one's of these sides by the lumbar being this close and jutting out right here is actually really cool. I appreciate that, so you don't have that much sideways movement. I bring that up not to say that you prefer sitting right ways up, but the way that gaming chairs work is that it's to force you to be ergonomic so that you can do your marathon things and not completely wreck your body. These chairs hate it if you are those weird sloucher, uncomfortably people that pick up your knees, that cross your legs. It refuses to let you do that because these are a lot stiffer right here because there's actual steel rod coming up right here in metal frame. These side things are literally here so that you aren't pushing all of your body and leaning and pushing that part of your body out so that it's getting that crick in there. Because this gaming chairs want you to be able to marathon whatever you're doing for long periods of time and not completely wreck your body, and you stand up and realize that your legs are gone, you got a backache, and your neck's messed up because you've been sitting in the wrong position too long in a bad chair. That's what these chairs are for. This specific chair does a really good job of those things. Some features internally, which I'm not going to disassemble the chair to explain them, is steel frame and a high density memory foam. It's memory foam, I'm not really sure if it's just so that it reforms into the shape that it originally had or what, but high density, I think this chair as a foam is probably a little bit stiffer, and that's not a bad thing. It just depends on a specific level of comfort. That's why they have those beds where you can change the firmness level. It's not really a problem that I've seen, that it being like a little bit stiffer than some other chairs, but it's still squishy. It's still, this isn't jabbing into me. It's not like it's a brick. It's a foam. It still squishes, so it's still good. It's still going to be comfortable. Okay, I would like to talk about the armrest for a second. Armrest on this model, it's the HRD of the Hero series. It goes up and down, and that's about it. It's the 2D armrest. Well, technically, you can also bring it in and out a little bit because there's some screws underneath here. That's kind of important so far as the Hero series is concerned, because the HRC model has the 4D armrests, the ones that go backward, forward, side to side, rotate a little bit, and go up and down. So that's sort of a big deal because they're the same price. So honestly, it depends on how much that matters to you. Personally, my current issue is my natural resting arms coming down are about where this line is right here. So I need to bring them in a bit, because them coming out to here is fine if all I'm going to do is sit in this chair and listen to somebody or watch a movie. If I'm gaming, I kind of need my arms a little bit further in because I need to reach my mouse and keyboard, and I don't want to flex my elbows out all the way. And this thing wouldn't be high enough for me to adjust to do that. Part of my issues. Other features of the chair would be all the logos are embroidered. Again, these embroidery things, wherever your head or rest of your body makes contact, is going to probably fray over time. It's unavoidable. That's sort of how it works with this faux leather stuff. Anybody who's sort of into embroidery, let's not say that I am, but knows that if you're doing it on like a normal cloth fabric, it's not going to fray normally because of the way that you do it. And I think it's a problem specifically with this faux leather sort of things, and it's going to happen with whatever embroidery chair that has it. Some other minor mentioned things. This gas lift holds weight of 330 pounds. If you weigh more than that or just have wider hips than this, they have larger chairs, so it is something to look into. Thing is that if you go into larger chairs, they're always probably $100, $150 more than your average chair, average gaming chair. This particular chair is already at $359 right now as a base price. Sometimes prices get cut or whatever. $359 for this chair is just a little bit more than I'd be willing to spend. That's not saying that this is a bad chair. This is a good, well-designed chair. I have no problems with even this only being 2D. But I really feel like if you're going to spend $359, you might want the 4D armrests. And it's the same price. It's fine. The HRC, you can do that. I mean, yes, the HRC. So the issue is this particular model, I feel like, feels like it's already been phased out so far as EWin was concerned. So it's not a huge deal. If it comes down a little bit from $359, then I don't have a problem. It's a great chair. I like it. And oddly, it's still the thing that I like the most is how high I can go that I can actually swing my legs. It's kind of ridiculous. Conclusion. So this chair is very well designed, very sturdy, a good high density foam. I like the lumbar pillow and the head pillow. They're great. This is actually more stiff than some of the pillows that I've used. I like the height. I like the reverse recline thing. Don't recline when there's a lumbar pillow on. It's not very comfortable. My issues are when these pillows are off, hitting that plastic bar, for one, and the price for a little bit. I mean, also these arms, I kind of like the fact that it can come in, but these arms won't actually be a problem for me specifically. As soon as I get a hex wrench and bring these arms in a little bit, it won't be a problem. $359 is probably right for the amount of work that went into this, but on a competitive level, it's a little bit steeper than I'd like it. EWin also has a lot of other chairs that are even on discount right now that have similar features. Other problems being that the base isn't fully metal, which I haven't particularly broken a base to a chair, but having a full metal one really rolls out a lot of problems. So this particular chair, the EWin gaming chair, the EWin Hero Series ergonomic the EWin Hero Series the EWin Hero Series ergonomic computer gaming office chair with pillows, HRD. It's Pure Overclock's Great Hardware Award. It's a good chair. So from Mario of Hardware Hound of Pure Overclock, I will catch you next time. I do want to mention two other weird nitpicky things that aren't actually important to your purchase. So I noticed that with most chairs, it's not really a big deal. Everything squishes right, except for this thing makes like it's filled with newspaper or plastic wrap or something noise. It doesn't affect the feel. It feels the same as the rest of the chair. That's not a big deal. I just thought it was funny. The other thing is this EWin tag right here is, you can just rip it off. It's not really a big deal. But, honestly, this isn't really going to bother you unless you are sitting in the chair naked. So it shouldn't really be a problem, I hope.